Minowa into the corner.
Now, Minowa said that Hyan's weakness was the tackle. It looked like it was a pretty good tackle there. But we'll see. We'll see how this plays out now.
He's in the half guard now of Minowa. Minowa, since his loss to Vanderlei Silva, has been training in Thailand with Muay Thai. Has actually had a competitive Muay Thai matchup where he knocked his Thai opponent out in the second round with a high right kick. Minowa 0-2 in Pride, but again against two of the very best in the world, against Silva and Quinton Jackson.
Hyan wants to get that underhook there on the arm. Now he's got it. He's got the underhook on the arm. You'll watch him try to pass now. He's keeping the head tucked in tight there, trying to free that leg.
Gracie finding himself in familiar position here at Bushido. And Bushido won. He gave Team Gracie the 3-2 win over Japan as he knocked out Kazuhiro Hamanaka.
Now he's got the foot coming up on the knee there to press the knee out. Even though the camera action now is on the arm, watch that foot up there on the knee. They're back there. He's trying to free that leg. If he frees that leg, he's going to go.
Top.
Ooh, almost a mount. Now he's to side position.
Side control for Gracie. What does Minowa have to do here, Matt?
Minowa's doing the right thing by putting the hand across the face there. He's got to create some space. The hips are together right here. He's got to get his hips away from Gracie's hips so he can get the guard back.
Minowa doing a good job. Nice top position there as Gracie secures it, but I thought Minowa doing a good job of with the knees from the bottom, but Gracie now in dominant position.
Yeah, Gracie did very well at using his feet to bring the knees down and a quick mount. He's looking for the back here. He's got the hand behind the head. He's lifting up on the head. He's giving that up now. Minowa trying to lift the hips. He shouldn't turn his back here. He did turn his back. Hyan's off to the side right now, which is not that good.
Got the hooks in, and now we'll try to secure that Maraleo on the line kill, but Minowa doing a good job right here.
Doing a good job. He needs to free. Well, he's got the underhook now, so he can follow Minowa's back. Minowa should have turned out of there before he got that underhook.
There's a hammer strike by Gracie. Gracie wanted to end this fight quickly, and in fact, he was quoted as saying he doesn't feel Minowa as a threat. He said he was going to beat him up, not exactly endearing himself to the Japanese fans as Hyan Gracie, but he doesn't care. He's here to win.
Watch Hyan come up to mount. He's looking for the armbar.
Good balance there by Hyan Gracie, good positioning. And now ground and pound, opening up on Minowa.
Those are strong punches from the mount. Minowa giving up the back to get out of that position. Now with the ropes on his back, it's going to be difficult for him to get a choke from that position. He can't get a lot of leverage around the neck from that position, so he's going to stay there underneath the arm and just make sure he doesn't lose the position. Now he's trying to turn the head. Minowa trying to pull up on the foot there. That's not going to give him an ankle lock. He needs to get the foot actually off of him so he can turn.
Maneuvering is Hyan from the top. Minowa trying desperately to.
If Hyan can slide his. Oh, look, he's getting the figure four on the body almost. The foot's up on the hips there. If he can slide his knee down on the foot, then he'll have a figure four and it'll be very tight on the body.
Minowa trying to break that figure four now with his legs.
He was trying an ankle lock. He was trying an ankle lock there because the feet are crossed and it wasn't all the way up behind the knee. Now, if Minowa could have ducked that arm, he could have turned.
Driving his heels now into the body of Minowa. Hyan Gracie.
Minowa using elbows to the calf of Gracie. Hyan using those heel strikes.
Minowa just trying to
with them on their side there.
On the body.
With them on their side there, it's a little difficult to sink the choke that deep. He either needs to roll on top, which he is now, and straighten him out, or get more flat on his back so he can stretch him out.
Trying to stretch him out now.
Now from the bottom side there, if he can slide that hand up, he can get the choke. But Minowa's hand fighting. Minowa's hand fighting there very well.
Defending the choke attempt. And really, how much more of this will the referee allow?
5 minutes.
We're halfway through the opening round. There's Minowa doing a good job. Turns into behind Gracie's. Awesome
Gracie,
balance.
very good hips. When he feels the hips coming up too high, he turns his own hips over and goes to mount.
Great job of distributing his weight as high-end Gracie as he continues to dominate Ikuhisa Minowa here in the opening round. And there you see the legend himself, Royce Gracie, watching on with vested interest.
Minowa giving up his back again. I guess he feels that the choke isn't that dangerous from that position. He's been able to defend it for a while.
Trying to break that figure four again is Minowa.
Using that elbow, but it's on the knee, so it's not going to be that effective there. Grabbing that ankle is not a good idea because it opens him up for the choke. He's not defending the choke anymore when he's grabbing the ankle.
Why is he, it's interesting that you mentioned too, he keeps bringing Hyen's foot into him, and you're telling us that
good
he's
turn,
turning it away.
but again, Hyen with the hips.
Yeah,
Hyen's hip pressure is higher than Minowa's. When Minowa starts turning, Hyen's hips are up higher than Minowa's, so he's able to press his hips into Minowa's upper body and put him on his back.
Hyen's positioning has been tremendous here so far. Minowa tried desperately to escape, but gives him his back once again, and only time will tell if Gracie will attempt another choke here.
Now Gracie said he didn't get as much training in as he wanted before this fight, so as we see this fight move on, we may see Gracie get a little gassed, and that's what Minowa's hoping for.
He did a lot of jiu-jitsu training with Renzo, his brother, leading up to this fight. Continues to control Minowa here in the opening round.
Now there's no hook in right now. Minowa's got a good chance to reverse it right here.
That's what he does. The fans applaud. 3 minutes left in round number one. This is the main event of Bushido 3 at the Yokohama Arena. Matt Hugh, Mauro Ranallo ringside. It's been a tremendous show thus far, and we expect more fireworks here between Minowa and Gracie.
Hyen's hanging on here. Minowa's walking him over towards the ropes.
Which,
for what purpose, I'm not sure. If it's his corner. Putting his head into the corner so he can strike better from there, and Gracie can't scoot away. Now the guard has opened up. Gracie's guard has opened up here. Gracie's holding Minowa's head down. If Minowa can free his head, he can throw some good punches from that position. But with the head down, it's a little hard to get any leverage on his punches.
Minowa said that he improved his stamina in Thailand, and he learned through his 2 losses in Pride that Pride does have the very best fighters. And he needs to elevate his game, and he'll try to do so here against Hyen Gracie.
Gracie's breathing pretty hard there.
Breathing laboriously, and we've talked about that.
That was a good strategy by Minowa to bring him over to the corner. I wasn't sure what he was doing, if he was just trying to get him in his own corner, but obviously he wanted the head propped up there so that Gracie couldn't continue to scoot back in the guard.
And now beginning with those body shots, and the referee is going to call for the break. And he just... Hyen Gracie gets a red card. There's a nice shot by Gracie, and that red card made him see red. And Gracie aggressively attacking Ikuhisa the Punk Minowa. All right, 1 minute left in the opening round here. A seesaw affair between Gracie and Minowa.
Gracie's corner telling him to pass the guard. That's why that foot's up there. And
he's going to do it easily.
He's got it. He's passed the guard. Not a lot of time left. And right to mount. Now they want him to punch.
Very high up, he could backdoor escaper by Minowa. No, he turns him to his side.
And good reversal
by Minowa.
Watch the kick, watch the kicks.
Gracie in the butt scoop position. Minowa Maybe try to pass this guard, but there's a kick, right stomp.
Nice stomp try and some punches. He's got to watch out with those shoes on because that opens him up for ankle locks.
Now he's looking for the Kimura from underneath is Minowa. And there is the end of the round, and a great round it was between Minowa and Gracie. And for Ryan Gracie, really no love lost for any of his opponents in his career. He's a very intense individual, but managed to control himself there. Did get the one red card. How did you see that round?
That was a pretty even round. Gracie had control longer. Effort to finish probably went a little bit Gracie's way. The reversals were good. Here we go with the first tackle. Just charged him into the corner. Mounted and punching. Minowa gave his back up quite a few times. So I think we'll see the judges give Gracie a little bit of credit there for effort to finish.
But I think
this was a nice strategy here by Minowa.
The edge right now, though, as we go to the final round, the second round, may be in Minowa's favor because of conditioning.
It could, at this point, it might be in his favor, but it depends on whether he's able to get top position, keep it on the feet, or if he ends up underneath Gracie again.
You said during the opening of the show, the longer this fight went, the more that it would bode well for Minowa. And Royce Gracie there again, looking on very intently.
I think you'll see Hyan come out explosively again, just to get that top position.
And he looks like he is a bull in his pen, waiting to be unleashed one more time, and they stare at each other.
Now the key here is if Minowa can stop this initial bull rush and get in a dominant position, he may be able to gas him out.
Definitely not starting the way he did. There goes the takedown. And a takedown, but finding himself able to recover. North-south position into the side control. Now let's see if we can see some knee action from Gracie from this position. No, it's Minowa giving him the back and standing up. Nice knee from there by Gracie. And good takedown.
Come back to the feet. Minowa wants to come back. Wants to come back to the feet. He's going for that Kimura, but Gracie's locked around the body. It's going to be difficult to get it with his arms clasped there, with his hands clasped.
Getting his hooks in now is Gracie.
Now Minowa needs to push that arm over the head. The right arm of Gracie needs to be pushed over the head so Minowa can turn and be on top. If Minowa can just push that arm over the head and then quickly turn, he'll be in top position.
Unable to secure the choke attempt from that position, but still now it's a nice reversal there by Minowa. Turns into Gracie, into his guard now. And again, you'll find him in that position where he had his most success in the opening round, propping his head up along the corner. And now he's able to rein in some right hands.
Landing some good punches here. He needs to get his head free so he can really put some leverage into those punches.
Neck break there by Gracie, but it's Minowa now with the open hand and just raining down those body shots. And now another one to the head. So again, the strategy paying off for Minowa as he has Gracie penned in the corner and able to just strike at will now, it seems. Hammer strikes, right hands.
Those punches aren't damaging one by one, but that damage is going to accumulate on the judges' scorecards.
He has Gracie in trouble. And they will restart the bout in the center of the ring, same position, which I think is a good news for Ryan Gracie. At least he's not heading to the corner.
We'll see if he moves his hips here. He looks like right now he's just holding on. It doesn't look like Minowa wants to pass the guard. It looks like he's just wants to sit on top and punch, which is okay. but he's got to make those punches effective.
I think fatigue has set in for Ryan Gracie. Unless he's taking a break now,
He may be resting.
resting.
He's looking for that corner again.
Yeah, he is. And now he's walking him, crawling back to the corner. And there he has him back in danger zone for Gracie.
Gracie grabbing the head again, trying not to let him get his head up so that he can drop the weight down with the punch.
And here at this stage of the game, Minowa showing some power and able to crawl Gracie back to the corner like that. And again, raining down those strikes. And as you mentioned, not with so much power, but look at these hammer strikes. Now they're taking their toll, man.
Those will add up on the judges' scorecards, as I said. The single punches are not damaging, but the accumulation will be counted.
Ikuhisa the Punk Minowa totally dominating round number 2. Is Minowa winning this fight, Matt?
He's definitely come back. I can't say if he's winning or not. I didn't tally the
It's
time.
happening, deja vu all over again. The fans enjoying the efforts of Ikuhisa the Punk Minowa.
Last minute.
Less than 60 seconds, and we are in for a thrilling finish here between Minowa and Gracie. The series hangs in the balance.
Minowa's definitely been dominating through this last round, but again, it's judged by the entire time of the fight, not by just one round.
He also had him there in the first round as well, and I believe that Ikuhisa the Punk Minowa is on his way to defeating Ryan Gracie here tonight.
Well, there's definitely a good argument for that. I think the crowd here would be quite upset if he doesn't get the victory, if Ryan doesn't do anything at the end here to turn it around.
And we mentioned it before round 2 that conditioning would become a major factor, and I think it has.
I believe so.
Minowa.
I believe so. Minowa's really working here. He's going to score big on the judges' scorecards for this.
And there it is. The fight is over between Ikuhisa the Punk Minowa and Gracie. We have some extra stuff going at the end, and we got two personalities that are like that. Aggressive types, Ryan Gracie putting his arms up. But Ikuhisa the Punk Minowa needed a performance like this following 2 devastating losses at the hands of Vanderlei Silva and Quentin Jackson. He needed to repair his reputation. I think he did so tonight.
He did. Now, the decision's not quite as easy as you might think, because there was a lot of time where Gracie had the back of Minowa. So the fight is fairly close, but Minowa did a lot in the last round and towards the end of the first round.
And let's not forget that Gracie also received a red card.
He did, and that will affect the fight.
We remind you again that at Bushido 1, it was Ryan Gracie's victory over Kazuhiro Hamanaka that gave Team Gracie the 3-2 win in the first Gracie's versus Japan competition. Will we see the same result here tonight? Look at Gracie staring at Minowa. Minowa staring at Gracie.
I don't think they want this over right now.
A rematch, perhaps? Interesting. Gracie gets one.
First one goes to Ryan.
We're going to go to a split decision. We're about to find out who wins this series. And Ryan Gracie does it, Matt. Ryan Gracie pulls out the victory. And interesting to have Matt Hume sitting with us, giving us a little more insight into what the judges see, but I don't know about that one, Matt. I really don't.
Well, in order to know from right here, we have to tally it up time by time. It would be interesting to see the scorecard and see how it's tallied up time by time. Sitting here and watching, I thought that Minowa won, but like I said, I don't want
to... the criteria. Maybe quickly run down the criteria for the fans at home that want an understanding of how it is judged here in Pride, Matt.
Well, the effort to finish is one of the criteria. The damage is another. Ground control is another factor. Standing striking is another factor. Aggressiveness is another factor. They're in an order of which is most important. So the judges may have felt that Gracie had more efforts to finish because the punches of Minowa were just to score and not to finish the fight.
So do you believe then, in your view as a judge, would that be the reason to give Gracie the victory tonight?
I wasn't a judge tonight, so I can't give my view as a judge because I didn't sit down with a stopwatch. No, I can't sit down with a stopwatch. That's what, you know.
I know what you're saying, you're right. Well, okay, seriously, Matt, from your vantage point here tonight, who won this fight?
From my vantage point here, Minowa won the fight. But like I said, as a judge, I didn't put a stopwatch on it, so I can't make that decision. I can say as a fan, I went for Minowa. As a judge, I may not have gone for Minowa because I did not look at the effort to finish and put a stopwatch on it.
Well, Ryan Gracie has given Team Gracie the second series victory. And don't forget again that we will be back on pay-per-view, and we are really looking forward to seeing you June 20th. Critical countdown, the second round of the heavyweight tournament. Kazushi Sakuraba returns to action. Hidehiko Yoshida returns to action. We will see the Pride debut of top kickboxer Mark Hunt from top to bottom. It is going to be an unbelievable card, and let's not forget, this one worth the price of admission alone. As we hear Ryan Gracie Jackson versus Arona to decide who is the #1 contender to Silva's middleweight belt.
Cadê você, Sakuraba? Kakatikuyo! Yoshida! Kakatikuyo! Eu só treinei 2 semanas para lutar esse evento. Eu só treinei 2 semanas. Fui chamado 2 semanas atrás. Abraço para vocês. Muito obrigado, povo japonês.
We can tell you, I mean, just talking with Ryan, and we don't have a translator. We do know that Ryan Gracie has his sights set on Kazushi Sakuraba and Hidehiko Yoshida. That is those are the two fighters that he wants to fight before his career's over. There you see Royler Gracie, Sakuraba sitting ringside doing commentary for the Japanese broadcast, listening intently. But Ryan Gracie pulls out the victory tonight to give Team Gracie the 2-1 win over Team Japan. And will Sakuraba and Yoshida be in his future? Only time will tell.
Unbelievable performance. Beautiful fight from Gomi. I'm just sorry that happened to my brother. But I believe you guys had a valiant warriors represent you guys. So be confident. Definitely Japan is among the best in the world. Congratulations to you guys. We are the winners tonight, but we may not be tomorrow. So bring hell. We normally solve the problem.
Well put by Renzo Gracie.
今夜、ハイアン・グレイシーが素晴らしいパフォーマンスを見せてくれました。ハイアンだけではなく、日本人のゴミ選手も非常に素晴らしいパフォーマンスでした。私の弟、ハーフにとっては残念な結果になってしまったけれども、私は日本が大好きです。日本人は世界で最高です。おめでとうございます。今宵の勝利は私たちみんなのものです。私たちはいつでも問題を解決します。どうもありがとうございました。
A minha família que vem todo mundo essa porra aqui. Então é o seguinte.
And it is a family affair inside that ring. The family that put Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu on the map. Royce Gracie. And there you see Ryan, his brother Renzo. Unfortunately for their brother Ralph, he suffered his first defeat tonight. 6 seconds at the hands of Takanori Gomi. And Ryan Gracie has just said that the Gracies created this history of Jiu-Jitsu and MMA, and we are the best. So, a family affair once again in the ring. And Matt Hume, as you see Kazushi Sakuraba smiling as always, listening to what Ryan Gracie had to say. Your thoughts on not only the series, but all of the action we saw tonight, Matt?
The action was great tonight. I know that fans may have been upset with the last decision again. It was a great fight, and if we can look past that and just see the action that was presented tonight, Pride always brings the best action, and tonight was great.
There was another tremendous evening of action there. You see Nobuhiko Takada, Pride official, Ryan Gracie stopping by. We congratulate him for his victory tonight. And again, we remind you that we will be back on pay-per-view on June 20th. And please mark this date down. You do not want to miss any of this action. The Great Eight in the second round of the Pride Heavyweight Tournament. In addition to that, as you see Ryan Gracie hug the president of Pride, Mr. Saki Kabara, the fans, we are going to have Quentin Jackson versus Ricardo Arona. Hidehiko Yoshida returns to action. Kazushi Sakuraba returns to action. And much, much more. Again, it'll be happening June 20th. It's Critical Countdown, only on pay-per-view. And now, for Matt Hume, I'm Mauro Ranallo. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. We hope you've enjoyed Pride Bushido 3 from the Yokohama Arena in Japan.
In April, Pride Fighting Championships gave you the first round of their heavyweight tournament, Total Elimination 2004. And now comes Sunday, June 20th. Pride Fighting gives you Critical Countdown, the only way to the Pride Belt. On Sunday, June 20th, Pride Fighting Championships brings together the remaining 8 fighters. American Heath Herring, American Kevin Randleman, Nogueira, Fedor, Semi Schilt, Ogawa, Giant Silva, and Sergey Haritonov, all looking to knock each other out on Sunday, June 20th at Pride Fighting's Critical Countdown. American Kevin Randleman.
Arena anytime Mirko Krokop is in the ring. Kevin Randleman. Excellent. With the shot back up to his feet. Excellent. And by Randleman. Knocks down Krokop on his back.
It's over. Unbelievable.
Randleman has knocked down Mirko Krokop.
Ohio's own Kevin Randleman did the unthinkable and knocked out Mirko Krokop. And Randleman says come June 20th at Pride's Critical Countdown, anything can happen again.
There's no way that you can say that this guy's going to win or this guy's going to win. You saw that Okoye, he fought Nogueira like a champion. So you can't ever say that this guy's going to win and this guy's going to win. It just depends on who shows up. Like today, Kevin the Monster showed up. June 20th, I guarantee you a bigger, stronger monster's going to show up. I told you, I'm through with trying to cut weight to get back down to light heavyweight. I'm staying up here where I should be, which is a heavy fucking motherfucker. And I'm back.
To his feet. Excellent. And by Randleman. Knocks down Krokop.
When you dropped him with the first one, did you know it was over?
Yeah, I knew it was over. I threw my left, caught him just right, and he fell. When he fell, I usually pause. I'm like one of those guys that admires his work like a dumbass. But today I didn't admire it. Today I did what my coach wanted me to do, and that was finish the job finally.
Physical in that thrilling title. This is it.
The Texas Crazy Horse, Heath Herring, also advanced to Pride's Critical Countdown on June 20th.
It's going to get incrementally more difficult, of course. Every round the guys get cut out, and then you get the cream rises to the top, so to speak. So June 20th is going to be difficult, and then if you make it into August, it's going to be last 4. It's not going to be an easy fight at all, easy tournament. But that's what it's for. I mean, this is the Pride Heavyweight Grand Prix, so that's what we're all about.
That's what Pride Fighting is all about. Real fights with real athletes. But they better watch out for Nogueira.
Oh, there's a nice roll. Yeah, Neat little joke there, Chuck.
And Fedor will be looking to knock somebody out.
His brother and Vladimir Gorbanov. He's got here's the other guard. And Coleman at the tap. And Fyodor Emelianenko submits Mark the Hammer Coleman.
I can guarantee you that if you guys don't fucking show up and you guys don't watch, you guys are going to be very remiss because you're going to miss another great fight. And I'm not losing. There's only one boy from Ohio left, and I said it before, we're taking this belt to Ohio.
So if you want to see the world's best fighters knocking each other out, don't miss Pride Fighting Championships Critical Countdown on Sunday, June 20th.
プライド武士道本戦開始に先立ち武士道挑戦試合3試合を行います。
ただいまより武士道挑戦試合第1試合を行います。
And now for the first exhibition match.
青コーナーベルトラン・アモート選手、赤コーナーラオ選手の入場です。
This bout at Bushido Volume 3, Matt, will feature two fighters making their debut. In pride, we see the Frenchman Bertrand Amousssoi, and there you see Lau from Japan making their way to the ring.
Bertrand Amousssoi. In the red corner from Japan, Lau.
Popular Pride announcer making the introductions of Lau. There you see Bertrand Amousssoi backed by his entourage with the French flag. He was quoted as saying, if you think the level of French fighters is like the one of Gilles Arsene, who fought and was defeated by Sakuraba at Pride 23, you are so wrong. He wants to show the fans the quality of a true French fighter. Something tells me that Amousssoi and Arsene are not exactly the best of friends, Matt.
No, I don't think they are. They're both new to Pride. They both have a judo background, so they've got a lot to prove here.
Amousssoi has been competing in judo for 10 years, a three-time world champion in something called the jiu-jitsu fighting system. And Matt, right off the bat, both of them judo practitioners, but Amousssoi may have the edge with his jiu-jitsu background. We really don't know what Lau is like on the ground.
It's possible. The jiu-jitsu fighting system that he's a champion in, I'm not real familiar with. So I don't know what the level is that he brings to the ring in jiu-jitsu.
Amousssoi is 37, 5'11", 187 pounds, making his debut in Pride Fighting Championships. Lau is 26, 5'10", 195 pounds. This will also be his debut tonight. So they match up rather evenly. It'll be a 1-inch height advantage for the Frenchman, although when they match up there, it looks like that they are pretty close to being the same height. And the referee giving them last-minute instructions. Matt, we're about set to begin this bout here between, again, two newcomers to Pride, getting a chance to showcase their skills here at Bushido Volume 3 from the Yokohama Arena. The match is underway.
It's like a little bit of feeling out here. Oh, good right hand.
Amousssoi able to get
another right hand.
With another right.
He better get to the clinch.
Amousssoi keeping him at a distance and just really firing away with those lefts and rights.
That one rocked him.
Peppering him is Amousssoi.
Now, if he gives Lau a chance to recover here, he may have gassed himself a little bit.
Amousssoi trained in kickboxing with Dominic Valera, the man who made kickboxing popular in Europe. We can tell you that Lau has trained in judo for 18 years at the prestigious Kodo Gakusha. They really are engaged in a stand-up war here to kick things off, Matt.
Amoussoi's throwing better punches right now. Lau really hasn't got into it yet. The footwork is just not happening. I see his knees taped up there. He may have a problem moving forward right now.
Lau has not found his rhythm, and while Amousssoi has landed with some of those bombs, he's also been very frenetic, if you will, expending some energy that may not be wise to do so at this point in time.
He was, but he pulled himself back now a little bit. He landed some good shots, but he didn't go wild even when he had him hurt. So he shows that he does have a little bit of ring experience there.
He was the 1995 King of Judo at the European Club Championships, and they continue to swing freely here.
Lau's trying to land those big overhand rights, but Amousssoi sees them coming from a long ways away, and his footwork is a little better. He's in and out a little quicker, so he's not getting hit. And Musu's throwing that 1-2 over and over because it was working, but it looks like Lao's figured that out too. They're going to have to switch their attack up here soon.
Amoussu is not using any of his combinations to set up a takedown. That was a nice low kick to the outside of that injured leg. So it's been all stand-up here in the opening round. It's 2 5-minute rounds. Preliminary bout here at Bushido Volume 3.
We're seeing a lot of single shots right now. See if these guys put together a combination. I think that's going to be the key right now if they're going to stay on the feet. Which one's going to start throwing? There's a combination, 3-punch. And single punch is back, so let's see if Amoussu can figure that out. Oh, goes for the shot.
Goes for the shot, ends up in the clinch attempt here now. There's a nice knee delivered by Lau to the midsection. Amoussu coming back with a low knee.
That was a low knee. Now you may see a yellow card given here since the knee was low. Doesn't matter if it was accidental or on purpose. It's against the rules.
Amoussu's family, all of them entrenched in the mixed martial arts. His father, Simon, was to have participated in the 1972 Munich Olympics. Unfortunately, the Benin government, they're natives of Benin, Africa, couldn't afford to send his dad there, but we can tell you that his mother is involved, his siblings, so Amoussu definitely raised in a mixed martial arts atmosphere, or martial arts, if you will, and now getting his first crack at mixed martial arts.
No yellow card on that one. Now, these bouts, the yellow card wouldn't matter in the decision anyways because this is a preliminary bout, 2 5-minute rounds. At the end of this match and any of the first preliminary bouts, which are the first 3 bouts, there will be no decision. So these guys are going to have to get at it to get a winner.
And knowing that, that is why Amoussu started off the way he did. Now Lau, more cautious, was successful there with the jab for a while, but now Amoussu gets through the guard with a left hand.
Yeah, he's back to that 1-2 combination.
Lau's brother, Kojiro, a very famous kickboxer here in Japan. So he's had some quality sparring partners. Amoussu, again, that single shot gets through the guard man.
It does. I see him dropping his right hand when he throws. A good body shot there.
Of course, the body shots will precipitate the dropping of the hands, but these two continue to swing back and forth. Amoussu seems to be the aggressor, however.
Amoussu's the aggressor. Now, we'll see if Lau has a good corner, they'll tell him that whenever Amoussu jabs, he's dropping his right hand. And if he throws the left hook rather than that right hand counter, he'll be able to catch him flush on the tempo there.
We can tell you that Lau's name, as we head into the final minute of this first round, it's actually a nickname from one of the main characters of a Japanese cartoon called Hokuto no Ken. Lau is a legendary fighter all Japanese children respect, and Lau wants to earn respect here in his debut in Pride, but right now Amoussu continues to tag him with the lefts and rights through the guard, and Amoussu definitely has been the more aggressive fighter, and thus far has taken the first round from Lau.
We're seeing more single shots here again. We'll see if they catch their wind here if someone puts together a combination.
Is that because fatigue may already be a factor?
I think it is. I think they've come out pretty hard at the beginning, and there's a little bit of fatigue going. They'll get their second win here, and then I think you'll see them loosen up and throw more combinations.
Although Amoussu's still very active on his feet. Good footwork, both of them. Remain at close quarters, nice shot to the body, and Lau trying to go upstairs, and that is the end of the opening round, and it is rare that we have a judge filling in for Boss Root, but we do have the American judge, Matt Hume, with us. And Matt, how would you look at that first round? How would you score it?
Well, there's criteria for the judges, and the number one is the effort to finish the fight. They both made a good effort to finish the fight, although nothing really happened that would have finished the fight. Damage would be the second criteria. Neither of them were really damaged. Aggressiveness probably went a little bit towards Amoussu. So the fight is scored based on the entire fight, though, not just one round. So the judges are going to be, now here we go, right hands, 2 right hands in a row. This looks like the early stages when they were more active. Yeah, Amoussu's really coming forward with a lot of punches, but Lau was able to withstand that, and Amoussu got a little tired later and didn't throw as many combinations.
What I thought in the opening round, Matt, was they really didn't Lau tried to use the jab effectively. Amusu didn't really, and that's why I thought a lot of those long-range bombs were missing. They weren't really gauging the distance accurately.
Well, Amusu threw some good combinations at the start, and he did land some. You can see the eyes a little bit swollen there from the punches. But Lau didn't really move forward when he was punching until he threw that combination that landed. And that's going to be the key. If he can move forward while he's punching, he can land the second or the third punch in the combination. We'll see if he got any good advice from his corner here if he comes out with a little different strategy.
The final round here, the second round, almost ready to go. Referee sends them back to their corners. You're right, there is some damage on the face of Lau. Amusu, the more aggressive fighter in the opening round, but either of them have yet to set up a takedown attempt. We saw Amusu try a rather sloppy shot. Nice, as he rocks him there, and again, that combination gets through Amusu just like a house of fire here, peppering Lau with those punches. But again, he's a wild puncher as well.
He is a wild puncher, and he needs to be a little careful here.
Although he's starting to take its toll on Lau, and Lau, rubber leg to the referee, has interjected himself and stopped this fight. In the second round, Bertrand Amusu, with a flurry of punches to kick off round number 2, emerges victorious here at 29 seconds of the second round via TKO. It is Bertrand Amusu.
He did the right thing there by really throwing the combinations and continuing to go for it, because if this would have gone the distance, then there would have been no decision, so it would have been called a draw. So he did a good job here. He turned him at an angle with that right hand. Here comes the right again. The right did the damage. There it lands right there. He's wobbled him now. He's landed it a few more times. The punches are wild, but they're landing. Now he's really hurt, doesn't know where he is, he's trying to grab, so the referee wisely stopped it.
Amusu sticking to his promise, delivering a much better fight than his compatriot Gilles Arsene did back at Pride 23. Amusu is victorious here at Pride Bushido Volume 3. Mubei is 33, 6'2", 230 pounds, 1-0 in Pride competition. Yamamoto is 33, 6'3", 220 pounds. He is 3-5 in Pride.
During the introduction there, Che Mubei gave a little suplex sign. Do you think he's going to try a suplex?
As we've stated, suples are his specialty, and it would be interesting to see if he doesn't attempt a smorgasbord of suples tonight. Of course, Yamamoto, a very tough competitor who scored one of the biggest upsets in MMA history when he defeated the returning Mark Kerr. Of course, Kerr helped himself by unfortunately knocking himself out in a freak accident here, and he was going for the double leg, but Yamamoto did get the victory at Pride 27. And then in a very spirited display by Yamamoto, the last time we saw him, he went up against Mirko Krokop and was defeated in that contest. Mubei right away takes Yamamoto
Here goes
to the
the throw. Yamamoto bailed out. Che Mubei is very strong. Yamamoto's trying to use the ropes there to his advantage so he doesn't get thrown.
Again, we should remind you, for Bushido matches, there's one 10-minute round, one 5-minute round, shorter duration than our
He's got both
Pride
underhooks
event shows. So they're going to try to go all out, full power immediately.
Mubei's got the underhook here. If he can pull Yamamoto off the rope so his feet don't catch the rope, then he can throw him. He's really trying hard for it. Yamamoto's really trying to bail out. Now, one thing, if he continues to try hard for the suplex, he may tire himself from continually trying to pick Yamamoto up. If he tires his arms out, he can still wrestle well, but he won't be able to punch well. Now Yamamoto's inside. Mubei's around the corner. He's got the underhooks again.
Mubei now punching from underneath, scoring with those right hands. Now back into the waistlock, and there's beautiful suplex by Mubei, and he even adds an exclamation point with that kick. And there is Yamamoto again.
Now we see the difference between wrestling and fighting. He landed what he wanted to land. He got the suplex, but Yamamoto's back up.
And there's a nice shot that puts Yamamoto on his rear end. Mubei with that straight right. Yamamoto back up to his feet, however, immediately.
Yamamoto's very resilient. He can take a lot of damage. He's throwing the overhand at the same time.
He can take a lot of damage, and he's taking a lot of damage early on here with that electrifying suplex and that straight right. Now looking for the tie clinch is Yamamoto. Maybe trying to go for some knee work here, but Mubei doing a good job of pulling him into the corner.
See if he tries another suplex here.
Looking for
Yamamoto's hooking the leg there so he doesn't get lifted.
He's going to block that suplex attempt. Back into that side headlock by Yamamoto, and Mubei just busy keeping him hemmed into the corner. Now peppering him with those left hands is Yamamoto, but he's, again, caught on those ropes, and the referee looks like he's going to issue a yellow card to Yamamoto. So Mubei definitely showing some of that boxing training, and of course his bread and butter, the Greco-Roman wrestling style, that great suplex, nice low kick by Yamamoto, but he gets tagged again with a right hand, not much of a guard, going for the takedown attempt.
I don't think he's going to get a takedown on Mubei. He's hooking up again. There goes the right, grab the rope again. He's bailing out now. An interesting thing here, Mubei chose to wear shoes. Mubei chose to wear shoes, and if he wants to roll to the legs here, Yamamoto can go for a leg lock. Those shoes will make it easier to get the leg lock, but now he's back on his feet, looking for the Kimura, putting his head outside the ropes. We saw Hoist Gracie do that, or saw Sakuraba do that with Hoist Gracie. But right now, it just seems like an attempt to not get lifted and thrown.
Right now, we're in a bit of a stalemate here as Mubei looking for position.
Mubei is going to the crotch.
Single leg there almost. Timeout.
Another yellow card, I believe.
And that's a second yellow card for Yamamoto. One more, and it will not be third time the charm. It will be third time. Back to the showers. You are disqualified. Stalling.
That yellow card could have been for grabbing the ropes, or it could have been for stalling. We'll see the side referees, the side judges lift up cards with the particular corner on it if they feel that stalling is going on.
Yamamoto keeps his hands down low even after coming back with a nice punch kick combination. Now he's getting busy again.
Good low kicks from Yamamoto.
Trying to take away that lead leg of Mubei.
Continues to throw the right hand. It's a big right hand, but you can see it coming.
Mubei
chasing him down.
With the weight advantage, 10 pounds on Yamamoto, and just seems to be imposing his will here on Yoshihisa Yamamoto in the first round of this Bushido matchup.
Another big right hand there from Mubei. He's really running forward with those right hands. Yamamoto needs to get out of the way and start using some lateral movement. And I think Mubei's given up on the suplexes here. He's
Yamamoto trying to smother Mubei's face, cut off his breathing with the passageways. Perhaps his last gasp here to try to wear down Mubei as he's hemmed in the corner once again.
Yamamoto is covering up the mouth and nose here.
Mubei with the kickboxing, boxing, jiu-jitsu training, really a complete fighter from Korea. Looked very good in his debut at Bushido 2 against Imamura.
Okay, now the referee broke them standing to have them restart to create some more action.
Well, there was no action going on whatsoever, so a good decision by the ref. Mubei again taking the fight to Yamamoto with these straight punches, and there's a knee to the breadbasket. Yamamoto right now just fighting to survive here.
Yamamoto's throwing punches that are landing, but he's moving backwards while he's throwing those punches, so he doesn't have much power in them.
Waist lock again being applied here by Mubei. He had grabbed the ref again and gets the German suplex, does. Mubei, some of the fans booing Yamamoto.
That could have resulted in a disqualification, but I think they're going to give Mubei the chance to finish it on his own.
Good job now by Mubei, taking his time with those body shots. Not doing a lot of damage, just really wearing down Yamamoto.
Mubei's in a riding position in wrestling right here, taking a little rest.
He's gassed
Yamamoto not trying to really do anything.
Nice uppercuts from underneath the right arm. Doing a great job is Che Mubei of just dismantling Yoshihisa Yamamoto here in round number 1. Yamamoto with a nice
Yamamoto's in a face lock position here. He doesn't actually have the face, but he's around the shoulders. Mubei's tripoding here. He's trying to get his weight off of his hands.
And you see those kicks have taken their toll on Che Mubei's left leg, the discoloring, but Mubei not feeling the effects right now as he is up along the ropes. Yoshihisa Yamamoto with some hammer strikes to the top of the head. Again, going for that Kimura attempt, but really, isn't this more just a block?
It's more just a block and to hold. He's not really trying to get the arm out. Now he's moving to the side here, and he's going for it.
Rolling into
Turn it into a reversal.
Armbar attempt.
He can only get a straight arm lock from there. He's got to turn his hips over so that he can finish the Kimura. And the ropes are in the way. Now he got tipped on his hip.
Oh, almost a guillotine position there for Mubei. Slips out.
Mubei's got the face lock here.
Could go for the guillotine here.
I'm sorry, that's Yamamoto that's got the face lock here. He's got the guillotine underneath.
Mubei in a precarious position here as Yamamoto has the guillotine sunk in.
Yamamoto needs to get his hips in there.
And he pops out. Good job there by Mubei.
Hands are way down at the waist by both guys. Sign of tiredness.
Doing some bubbling there to the ropes.
Mubei's got a better position right here. He always gets the underhook when they go to the clinch. Now he's to the back because he made Yamamoto turn away with that underhook. Yamamoto again at the arm.
This really just a matter of a respite for Mubei, it seems, and even for Yamamoto. Not much happening here. If I were the referee, I'd bring them again back to the center of the ring and restart this bout.
I think you'll see the referee break them and restart them here. Yamamoto just waiting.
The action has come to a standstill, and finally the referee is
he's going to keep them in the same position. He's taking Yamamoto off the ropes. That's a good call by the referee. Now, if Yamamoto chooses not to work there, he's going to be stalling again. Now,
there's a discussion going on here as to what exactly was the positioning, and Mubei just pulls his arm out, gets a right, and back we go.
See Mubei again.
Yamamoto busy with those hammer strikes. Good job, Yamamoto.
Mubei not wanting to lose the underhook. He followed him all the way across the ring with that underhook, which now he's down in position at the hips. Nothing stopping him from dropping down.
A war of attrition going on here in the opening round between Mubei and Yamamoto. Mubei definitely the better striker, has the suplex, but it looks like Yamamoto more accurate with the submission attempts.
Yamamoto tried a guillotine there, but Mubei stood straight up, which didn't allow him to get it. Pretty ineffective knees going on right now. Good call by the referee there to break him again and get a restart.
Very scrappy at times here in the opening round between Che Mubei and Yoshihisa Yamamoto. Hopefully we'll see a little more
action. Good low kick, good low kick.
Takes a leg out. Loses a wheel, does Mubei. And there we go now, Yamamoto with that second win. Spells blood. Going from the upstairs, downstairs, punch kick combinations by Yoshihisa Yamamoto, and now it's Mubei who may be just hanging on to survive.
Mubei is just hanging on now. He's too tired to get the suplex. The ropes are getting in the way, and that leg is very sore.
We had speculated at the toll the damaging kicks had done to Che Mubei. We now see evidence that Yamamoto is indeed beginning to chop away there at Mubei. Nice punch there by Mubei, but it's Yamamoto coming back with punches and kicks. And who's going to remain standing in this one?
Good right hand by Mubei, but he keeps exposing that leg every time he throws the right hand.
Nice knee right up the middle by Yamamoto. Another good kick and a right hand.
Mubei loading up again on that right hand, but he's got to put the weight on that front leg, and he really doesn't want to bend it anymore.
And but the first half of the round belongs to Mubei. The second half, all Yamamoto. Another nice knee.
Now this is where the experience comes in. Mubei tired himself out a little bit.
And now he's just peppering him at will. Mubei unable really to lift his hands and defend himself intelligently. And there's the end of the round, and not a moment too soon for Che Mubei, as Yoshihisa Yamamoto was well on his way to finishing this fight.
Now the judges have a tough call here in between this round because they've got to decide who made a better effort to finish the fight. They both tried to finish the fight. The suplex was an effort to finish the fight, although it was fairly ineffective, so it didn't score any damage. The punches on the ground maybe scored for some damage, but Yamamoto definitely did some damage there on the leg. And the effort to finish the fight came in because those low kicks dropped him a few times.
We saw, and there you see him in his corner, Kazushi Sakuraba, who will be appearing on our next pay-per-view, the big Critical Countdown event, and he will be returning to action that day, June 20th, only on pay-per-view. The Japanese legend Sakuraba returns.
Nice suplex there by Mubei. Almost got the kick when he followed up, but it came off the shoulder and the glove. And Yamamoto there showing that it didn't do anything to him. Good low kicks there. Dropped him down to one knee, followed it up again, threw the right hand. The low kicks are really effective. The punches aren't really doing anything. Mubei's right hand is stronger, but he's not landing it now because he's keeping that left leg back. There goes a knee. Knee landed well, but not directly on the chin.
It wasn't the cleanest round, Matt, but it was an entertaining one for the fans, and definitely a tale of two stories there. The first half belonging to Mubei, and definitely coming on strong in the second half was Yamamoto. And let's see if he can continue to maintain his momentum in this, the second and final round.
It may have been the strategy of Yamamoto to go ahead and let Mubei tire himself out with all the suplex attempts and the strength moves, which is obviously a good strategy.
Again, scores with that right hand. Another inside kick, and it buckles the knees momentarily of Che Mubei.
The punches from Yamamoto are not very strong. He needs to go back to those kicks and really try to finish this with the low kicks.
From what we've seen thus far, it appears that Mubei is definitely the more powerful striker. But Mubei's legs now resembling a stained glass window with the discoloring, and it's going to be just a matter of time if Yamamoto can capitalize. But right now he finds himself here, Matt, with giving up his back.
He's giving up his back, but Mubei's not really trying to do anything here. If he wanted to finish with submission, he'd put the hooks on, or he's coming to the side now to throw the knees.
That was smart.
That's a better position to try to end it from. Now he's back behind again. I think he's seen Igor do this here.
There's the half Nelson.
And the half Nelson's not really going to do anything unless it puts him in a position to land the knee.
That's what he's trying to do, though, is turn him back onto his back. It seemed now he's got him in a waist lock. Let's see if he sets something up here. It looks like fatigue is a factor for Mubei.
Yamamoto going for the Kimura again on the feet, but pressed up against the corner, he's not going to be able to do much with it.
And really, these Kimura submission attempts, as we've speculated, I think, and you'll agree, Matt, are just mainly to keep him from attempting the suplex.
He was putting his foot up on the rope there for a second to give him a little extra power, but the referee caught him.
Referee calling for action.
Referee's commands are action and work to finish. If the fighters don't obey those commands, they can get a yellow card, which we've already seen 2 times. Now that's going to come into play with the decision.
Mubei attempted the tie clinch there, now looking to go for the full body lock. Now they're just scrambling, really jockeying for position. You can see that fatigue is definitely taking its toll here for both fighters, Matt.
Fatigue is definitely a factor. The experience with the fatigue is better on Yamamoto's part. He's able to do a little bit more now, although he's fatigued, probably able to think a little bit better.
And with the evolution of the sport and everyone now cross-training and becoming proficient in all aspects of mixed martial arts, really conditioning is that one advantage. And it is interesting to note that a lot of fighters, because of sometimes not getting fights on time per se, but isn't it smart, Matt, just to stay in tip-top condition throughout the year if you're a professional fighter?
You go in cycles. You should stay close to condition. You can't always stay in tip-top position, but you shouldn't let yourself get out of condition. After a fight, you should take a little bit of time off, but start preparing right away and get yourself at a place where you can peak your conditioning in about a 2-week period.
Back to the corner they are in now, Matt. And really, what do you see here? I mean, in terms of Yamamoto, what he's doing with the strikes, they don't seem to be too powerful. Again, the referee calls for action, and I think now he's going to issue a yellow card to Che Mubei.
Yes.
And that was for stalling, correct?
Yes. Mubei was just holding on, pushing to the corners there. Yamamoto wisely threw the punches there so that he didn't get the yellow card.
We're into the last couple of minutes of this bout here at Bushido 3 between Che Mubei of Korea and Japan's Yoshihisa Yamamoto. It's been a slugfest. It's been scrappy at times.
Mubei again with the underhook. Mubei pushing in a little bit better. Yamamoto giving the angle away. Mubei on the back again. He gets the position, but he's not able to do anything with it right now. Both very tired.
Who is going to be able to outlast, perhaps outwill the other, will probably emerge victorious in this battle between Mubei and Yamamoto. Again, Mubei has the waist lock, but unable to do much with it. It's high, and really, he has no power right now to attempt a suplex.
He's holding on. He's looking for punches. He's trying to turn him over with a half Nelson. Those are all typical wrestling moves, aside from the punches. Now, that roll right there, if he can lock something in here, he's trying for the armbar. He's trying for the triangle. He didn't get it. Mubei's got his arms back. Now he's got one arm inside.
Again, Yamamoto looks like he's going for the triangle attempt.
He's turned to go for the armbar, but Mubei's got his head down, so he doesn't have it hooked up yet. And Mubei pulled his head up, so...
How important or how much of a factor has that 10-pound weight advantage for Mubei played in this fight, Matt? There we go, it's submission time. Sorry, Matt, what?
It's not really the weight advantage here. I think it's more the strength advantage. Mubei is able to stop the things that Yamamoto is trying to do.
Could he be going for, well, it looked like he was in a position to maybe attempt a rear naked choke. Now finds himself allowing Yamamoto just to stand up and face him once again. He wants to exchange punches, I guess. Nice knee delivered by Yamamoto from the tie clinch.
Mubei's throwing the stronger punch, but it's only one punch, where Yamamoto's a little more active with the punches, but the punches are a lot weaker.
But they are scoring blows.
They're scoring blows, but again, what the judges are looking for is the effort to finish and damage above just damage, or above just striking.
And of course, we're getting the criteria straight from the judge's mouth, Matt Hume. And there is the end of the fight. And Matt, from a judge's point of view, if you were working this bout, how would you score this fight?
Well, I'm glad I'm not a judge on this bout, because this is a very difficult one. Yamamoto did more damage to Mubei, but Yamamoto got 2 yellow cards, and Mubei got 1. So the judges are going to have to factor in those yellow cards and see how much weight they put on that 1 extra card that Yamamoto was given. Now, when the judges will run a time clock at their place, and they'll take notes while the fight's going on, and they'll look back on their notes. So when we look back on the fights, we see certain things, but the judges are taking notes throughout the whole fight.
All right, and let's go to the judge's decision right now and see how this fight will play itself out. Yamamoto, do you think Yamamoto's frustrated, being more experienced, that he was unable to finish Mubei? Or should he be just happy to have done what he did and survived the bout?
No, I think Yamamoto may be a little bit frustrated. Here comes the decision.
Mubei with one judge's favor. Perhaps the yellow cards did play a factor. A unanimous decision victory for Che Mubei, who improves to 2-0 here in Pride. And they are celebrating back in his native Korea, where mixed martial arts is very popular. Che Mubei now having a little fun, jubilation in center ring with his team. And Jay Mubei moves to 2-0 with the unanimous decision win over Pride veteran Yoshihisa Yamamoto. Your thoughts, your final thoughts on that fight?
Well, it started off a bit slow. Yamamoto's experience helped him out, but I think in the end the yellow cards made a difference, and probably his stalling tactics in the beginning were not very well appreciated by the judges.
Yamamoto now approaching Mubei, act of sportsmanship. That's what separates mixed martial arts from most sports in the world. Mubei victorious here at Pride.